just the girl, the boy is involved. Where do you think they learned this from?
Very good. Um, it could actually be anywhere. It could be
Okay.
anywhere. It could be anywhere. Some people are saying they could have learned it from the parents. Like, how do you learn it from your parents? Unless maybe you just stumble in and catch your parents. Like, yeah, your parents were careless to maybe leave their room door locked. But, and I don't know. You could actually learn it from anywhere. I feel like it could have something to do with the internet.
Okay. So you're assuming or you're
Hmm.
that the internet, social media, and played a huge role in it.
Yeah, it could also be a thing of peer pressure, which could have to do with your friends. Not necessarily pressure, but your friends could introduce you to something. Actually, everything is a factor because your friends could introduce you to something, but how you handle what your friends introduce you to actually depends on you, and that has to do with your upbringing.
Mm, mm,
Because it's
mm.
not always about, oh, your friend introduced you. There are people who they bring things to and they don't accept, and there are people who do accept. So it also has to do with your upbringing. So
Okay,
like everything is an overall factor.
let us talk about. Did you see? Let's move to the girl because unfortunately, we're talking more about the girl because she's the one more in the spotlight. It was her mom that came with the alleged story initially. Then she was the one whose face was clearly seen in the video. You know, the guy's face was a bit blurred. Her face was, you could make it out better. And at the end of the day, she was also the one who's likey or whatever that social media thingy is called. She's the one with the account. So she's more in your face. So let's talk about her a little. And then, of course, we're going to face the general picture because it's all the kids. It's just that she, unfortunately, happens to be the one in. Not that I blame her. I blame a failed system, a failed society, parents who obviously didn't do their job well in one place or the other. Some people say, yes, no matter how hard you try as a parent, you could have 5 kids and 4 are going to be okay, and one's just going to decide to just behave funny. Uh, that is also an issue. And also, what was the school looking at? And also, do you think there could be deeper issues, like deep rooted issues that could lead to this? We've got a guest here. Hi, how are you doing? What's your name?
Hello, Daddy Freeze. My name is oppai, and I just wanted to drop my 2 cents here. So
Okay.
basically, from why I saw the video, I actually saw it, and
Okay.
um, from the look of things, that's not the first time it would be happening. Now, I've what's it called? I attended a boarding house when I was in secondary school, and I understand that there was no social media like that. We were not exposed to this kind of internet. Now, my own take on it is it's less than 2% of it. For me, 2% of it would have been the influence of the internet. But the 98% is from the house, from the school, if the child is in the boarding house. And I would say this from the experience of when we were in the hostel, when we used to be in the hostel. I know some people that will watch this P with the house masters. I don't know if you understand. Yes, I know some students used to. They were like there are some people that would bear me witness, those that went to school with me then. So talking from that angle, yes, it could be possible that the child was exposed from school. I don't know people that know that such things like abortion took place in schools as well. Then, when it would be the housemaster molesting the child, the girl, whatever, and all that. So things like that could come from the school. Now, coming down to the parenting, have we even sat down to look at the fact that some fathers actually abuse? I'm not saying if I'm going to be part of the investigation, I'll investigate everybody around the children. And that's even including the boy child.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, we all look at it as, oh, it's the female that it's, what about the man? How do we know that the gate man is there? There are visitors in the house. And these are things that we need to awake ourselves up as parents. I've always been of that thought that I guide my children. They know everything. They know down to the part that the private part. They know what is what and what is what. I don't do PP. I don't do that. If you understand
Hmm.
my point. And it's the fact that some people, some parents are very nonchalant. They don't care. They don't care where they put their children. They don't care if this person has to watch over my child for 1 hour for me to just go and make money. They don't care. Now, this thing does not just happen in Nigeria alone. It happens even abroad. So it's not limited to anywhere. It's just a call for parenting, but I would investigate the father. I'm so sure that someone close to that person, someone close to that family had done something really bad to that girl.
Okay.
People are saying,
Thank you so much. I want to bring the other lady down because I want to
yeah,
quickly take her off because her phone is very noisy.
yeah.
That's leading lingual. So let's hear you quickly so we can take you out.
Sorry, my phone is noisy.
Yes, there's a lot of background noise coming from you.
Okay, maybe that's my air condition. So first, I'll just like to say that, yes, the school has a lot of questions to answer. And however, we're not magicians. Like you said, I watched a couple of videos that you said about the fact that they didn't have a lot of staff, you know, handling the kids. And even if they have a lot of staff, there are a lot of children that are quite damaged, and that there's always a job for the teacher to teach. Although the teacher is also in charge of safeguarding the classroom, but there should be professionals that are in charge of safeguarding, child protection, and all that stuff in schools. So sometimes I think some of the schools tend to manage staff in terms of the number of staff, in terms of professionalism. And I think I would also blame it to bad parenting, because obviously from what I saw, she's, like you said, she's a pro. It happens everywhere, even in countries where here to talk to you on Instagram Live, I have to use like a bypass, right? I can't go to a porn site on my phone. It's going to call the police immediately and the entire place will start making noise. So all that, I think policies like that can maybe put in place, although there are quite a lot of policies in Nigeria that are not implemented. And think about social services, because some parents are quite careless in Nigeria. You know, this is a product of bad parenting. The school too was negligent in one way or the other. With the fact that they have a history of child molestation in their school, they should have been much more careful.
Be careful with the words, my sister. You can't use those.
Right.
Will give us a lot of trouble. Before you join the live, you can't use any of those words, the M word. Just be creative in your what is it called? The problem with social media is they have what you call what's the word for it again? They would
Shadow
what?
ban. I don't know.
Sorry,
Shadow ban.
they will shadow ban you, so nobody's gonna get to see your video. So it's like you're doing a video for yourself, because you're gonna lose a majority of your audience, because the social media, in its bid to protect the audience, they will now limit your video and even limit your account for 2 weeks. So for that 2 weeks, you'll be blinking in the dark. Nobody's going to be seeing you. Do you understand, guys?
Mm-hmm.
The essence of the video is to get as many people educated and informed as possible. Some big celebs abroad, they will look away knowing that the celeb is big, and the celeb will call them out. Like Kourtney Kardashian, for instance, what Kourtney Kardashian will get away with, you and I will not get away with on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. Facebook is even worse, because They believe that whatever you're talking about must be wholesome because of the audience. So I'll take you back to Yella. Let's talk about bad parenting. What is your opinion regarding bad parenting?
Oh wait, you mean I'm not talking about this? Because I had things I wanted to say.
Okay, say what you wanted to say. Say what you wanted to say, but also,
So some people are saying not
and out,
necessarily the
can't hear.
parents.
Your voice is low. You heard the other lady.
Okay, some people are saying, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Some people are saying it's not necessarily the parents and this one and that one, but like when you think about it, I don't like when parents get all the blame. But when you actually do think about it, everything starts from a mindset. It's not
Hmm.
it's yes. Every before there's an action, there was a plan. It was in the
Yeah.
mind. So you can't say there weren't enough guardians on board. Do you understand, to guide the children to make sure they don't do those things? You can't guide them to make sure they're not thinking those things.
Yes.
Where did they start thinking those things from?
That's a
Where did it
major.
get implemented from? Do you understand? It's from
Yeah.
their homes. Honestly, yeah, you can also get what's it called? You can also get influenced in school. But it's like what I said. Like you can limit what or who influences you based on how your parents are bringing you up. You know, there's some things that they bring to you and you're like, oh no, this isn't for me. And there's some things they bring to you and you're interested in. Why?
Mm, mm,
Do
mm,
you
mm.
understand? Yes, that's all the school could do. They can only stop it from being carried out. They can't stop it from being in their
Now,
mind.
question. Let me ask you a question. You, for instance, do you think you could get that knowledgeable in your parents' house without your parents noticing?
Yes.
Not knowledgeable in the head, knowledgeable that you've tried it before and you've done it over and over again to the point where you have attained a level of expertise.
Well, it's not a thing of thinking because I know, because I have passed the age of 10 years old. At 10, I knew what sex was.
Okay, go
At
ahead, go ahead.
10,
Just
I knew what that was,
yes, yes, yes.
but I didn't investigate. I didn't want to actually try it.
Mm.
Can I
But
say
by the
Some
something?
people have mind though, and
time,
apparently she's not
by
even
the
10.
time things start playing in your mind and you want to try it out. I want to ask now. I don't think I have any child whose social media presence I don't monitor. At least
Mm-hmm.
17, 18. Even then, there's still some level of money. Why? Because if you follow this person's likey account, you would see that there's something not right.
You
And
what?
that, did you see her likey account?
Yeah, someone was actually just telling me she has something called, like, I don't even know what likey is. What's that?
Now, likey is like a social media, it's like TikTok, some form of
Okay.
TikTok. She had 500 videos on that. And I think, you see, that, in my humble opinion, is a problem. This guy says she had 526 videos. She had 4,000 followers, 24,000 likes. Her name was Bad Girl, the F word, Bad Girl F, if you understand what I'm saying. You can't get away with that. You can't get away with it. I will creep up on you. If I notice you're being shady, I'll demand you give me your phone. I will search through your phone. There are things that I can't help. I can't help what you think. You can be in church praising God, and what you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking, cows and girls.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand what I'm talking about. We can be doing prayer meeting, and your eyes are closed, and the image in your head is something I can't help what you think, but I can control how much of it you have access to and how free you are to believe it's okay. Because I want to send you a video, Yella.
Yes, but the problem with that thing, the reason why it's more important to target the mindset is because that control that you have over that thing is only for a limited amount of time.
No, there's nothing wrong with what she did. If she was 20, if she was 19, there's nothing wrong with what she did.
Can I say something?
Is at that age.
No, so can I say something? When
Please
you're
go.
looking at the age you saw it is different from the age it started. Now that's the level of where I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming from. What if it started at a very young age and the child cannot hold herself again? What about that? Are you thinking about the psychological effect of this, or you're just thinking about the parents or this, that? If we don't erase that part away, the child is used to, there are some people that whatever job they are into, whatever role they are into, or whatever play, whatever things they do, it started from the young age. Now the mistake is the school. We don't know what the school to us cost, because I don't know if there are older people here who knows that some children at secondary school, they date right from JS1 or something. They date the teachers. They go out with the teachers. They go out with housemasters and all that. We don't know, because one thing is, what if this thing has happened from the age of 3 years old? Or do you not hear stories about children, things like that? So it goes down up there, and sometimes they are unable. It's what's it called? It creates over secretion of estrogen. I don't know if that makes sense. And the person involved would not be able to hold themselves, even if someone is not involved. Now I'm talking about the G. Now, if we move down to the B, do we know what level? The case of R. Kelly is a very good example. And that's how it goes.
R. Kelly has what you call grooming.
Yeah, but it started.
I'm trying to record the video and I'm trying to send it to you, Yella. This one of the videos from her Likey account. Now take a look at this. You know, no child is in my house is going to be able to release a video like this on TikTok, on Likey, on YouTube. It's impossible.
What if you don't see? That's the point. What if you don't see? Now the child has changed.
Now here's what we need to talk about. You are parenting children in 2022 and you don't have an Instagram account. You are not well. You are parenting children in 2022 and you don't have TikTok.
So if the child provides a TikTok account in another name for you and still opens something else,
you just bust the child's room. Give me your phone. Listen, there's no way you'll be able to get up. Maybe she might have 2 or 3 videos, but 500 videos. 500 videos.
Still, I know that as teenagers, we've all been teenagers before, and we've all done things.
Be parents.
Yeah. So remember that the child is in a boarding house.
No, the child was not in a boarding house.
Oh, I heard the child was in a boarding house.
From the story we heard, it's not a boarding house. Now, listen, parents, all of you. If you are a parent to a child 5 years and above, go and learn how to use TikTok. Go and I don't download Likey. I don't know say it exists before. I don't download them. Snapchat, go and get an account. Go and open a Facebook account. Go and open Instagram. As a parent, you have to be social media conscious. let us stop being silly. You have to have, so you have to learn it. You have to follow the trends. You have to listen to the kind of music. Sometimes it's not even the internet. It's the music they listen to. Have you ever sat down to listen to your child's playlist? Let me tell you what happens in my house. Yella is old now, so she has her own cloud. I mean, what do they call that thing? Apple Music. Before she became 18, the whole house is on one cloud. Any music, if she downloads a song today, I have access to that song today. The younger ones cannot even download music. When they want to download music, they have to come and meet me with a list. I'll now be approving them one by one. Boom, 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 boom. They cannot download games to their phones. You want to play a game, you will write to me a WhatsApp message, Daddy, please download this game for me. I will look at the game before I can allow you to download it. These are the cautionary, how do I put it? Precautionary measures you have to take.
Why are you laughing at
Yeah,
us?
so Daddy Fritz, my point is we all have a level of intellectual knowledge, and clearly you could see from the video the mother made that even though she's illiterate or whatever, she still doesn't have that capacity, because now she coming out to come and tell us that this is what happened. It shows that our level of intelligence is quite low, to be honest with me. Do you understand my point?
You can make such assumptions.
Exactly. So
because of the way, you can't say because of the way somebody is dressed.
No, not dressed. From what she said. Clearly, they've framed whatever they wanted to frame before she came out. So if someone asks you to pretend under the form of, or if someone asks you, oh, for you to get that internet help, you have to say this, you have to say that. You should be able to add 1 + 1 together to make 2. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the mother is not number one. She has said number one. She's seen the video. She's acting like it's what she called it. But clearly the video is not what it is. So for her to come out, it means that she does not have that capacity of her locking the internet, going inside her TikTok, locking the music.
Now,
so, yes.
You have made a lot of sense. Now, parents, if you cannot use Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Likey, don't have children. Don't adopt. No. You cannot, not like our parents those days. Oh, you have to be where if your children are on 60, you cannot match them on 60. Be on 19. Don't be on 2. Most parents are, I don't want to have TikTok, I don't want to have Instagram, I don't want to have this. Some of you will not know what your children are committing until it comes public. Then you now see that your child has 500 videos. You look ridiculous. I remember one of my kids wanted to be doing normal dancing on TikTok. Yeah, I remember this story.
No, it's not me.
Dancing. She wore a crop top like this. This is a very intelligent child, top of her class, doing very well. Wanted to tie her top. I said, no. That's how we discovered TikTok. Yeah, you were there that day now. That was the day I knew, oh, there's something called TikTok. Today I have 9,000 TikTok. Oh, you people have what you call TikTok, Abby. I went to learn it.
Sorry, there are other people that wants to talk, but before, let me quickly, so that I can leave. So, but another thing that I notice is we all as a parents, we are very sentimental in things. For instance, you're keeping your brother in the house with your girl child, or your sister in the house with you, and maybe your child has come to complain this to you, and you're not listening because you feel like that child, for some reason, you trust your family or whoever it is, or your relationship over that child. Those are things that clearly, even someone that is not smart can still assimilate a bit, that we should try to stop people from telling them that, oh, it's your uncle, it's your auntie. Your uncle, your auntie. Let them know their boundaries. If your uncle taught you, yeah, please speak out. Tell me. If I'm not doing anything, call the police. That's why I tell my children. If my children comes to me and tell me,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
call the police. It doesn't matter.
Children need to also
If
have
I'm not
boundaries with
taking it,
uncles
if I'm
and
taking it
aunties.
as, oh, you said grandpa
Not on
touched
top of
you,
respect
and
to
I'm
come
not
and be
talking,
touching me.
and I'm saying,
Ah.
oh, grandpa is family, I don't want grandpa to go to prison. Call the police. My children know 111. They know 999. They know whatever number. Tell an adult. If mommy cannot fix it, someone else will fix it. That's all I've got to say, to be honest.
Now, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Uncles and aunts. In my house, there are no uncles and no aunts. Grandparents once in a while. My sisters or my wife's sisters once in a while. Nobody lives with us.
Exactly.
Nobody lives with us. You are my family. You are homeless. God will help you. God will guide you. The nearest bridge that is possible.
Yeah.
You are in my house. I'm sorry. I can accommodate you for a weekend. You're passing through, maybe a week. But that you will live in my house for one straight month, it is not possible. I will wake you up one morning and say, pack your bag and leave.
Exactly.
Grandma, grandpa,
That's even fine.
stay in my house for a period. Nobody can come and stay in my house permanently. For a period. But uncles, aunts,
Yeah.
you
It's because people don't know boundaries. That's why. Trust me. That girl.
So, because you don't even know, children always find uncles and aunties cooler than their parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncles and aunties are always cooler because uncles and aunts would
Wait, can I say something?
go ahead.
Well, it's not all the time that it's not every uncle and auntie. Even forget what about the uncles and aunties that we there are sometimes when we complain, we don't like this particular uncle. And it's always a thing of why won't you like him? He's your uncle, respect him, go and meet him, go and greet him, go
Yeah.
and no, sometimes it's really like that.
Not
Because
with me.
let me
I'm
tell
not like
yeah, no, not with you, but I've seen so many cases where it's like that. There are sometimes when
Oh.
me, I'm not really like I'm not a wicked person, no, but like daddy, I think you know, I'm not very, oh, you're my relative. I'm not a very tight knit family because you're my family. Like there's nothing like blood is thicker than water for me.
yeah.
Whatever a stranger can do, you can do it, not because
You
you're my
can,
blood. I don't really rate it. Like that's just how I see it. But sometimes when it's like what she was saying,
you are 100%
it's
correct.
like what she was saying about what's it called. Sorry, she said something about boundaries
Yeah.
and what is it called? Children and
Telling
aunties
the
and
children.
uncles.
Yeah.
There are some times when children will just come and be like, oh, but I don't like this auntie, I don't like, but you don't look into why you don't like it. It's just the child having a bad attitude or throwing a tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
You go and meet your uncle.
Now, luckily for me, I don't keep uncles and aunts.
Me
Growing
too.
up in a house, my dad, if my uncle and aunt and I have issues and we go to my dad, I'll probably get flogged. Luckily for me, I didn't
I've
have,
met your uncle.
yeah, I never had any uncles or aunts
Hi.
that did, but they did other wicked things. You understand? But for
Mm-hmm.
one reason or the other, I was lucky enough not to have any of those things. Now, neighbors,
Mm.
my kids don't go to, what are you going to do in the neighbor's house?
I don't know. They
Now,
should try it.
neighbors that we trust, and those neighbors have what you call parental supervision. I will not send my kids to a neighbor's house and then my child is there alone with the children. No, may they not go do my picking strong thing.
Exactly.
So we as parents, now let me not be selfish because I work from home, so I have more time than even my wife for children. Not every parent has time, But you see, sometimes ask yourself, why don't I have time? Is it because I want to send the children to Harvard and I'm working extra hard? Because some of you are not content. Some of you, there are some of you that your work is genuinely demanding. And if you don't put in everything, you will not be able to get anything. But some of you, if you are able to work for a few hours, instead of working those extra hours for that extra money, maybe you could come home and spend that time with your children. It's no use sending a damaged child to Harvard. It's sometimes better that you prevent the child from being damaged, because what I've learned with the children of, I was in Yella school the other day. I sat on with like 40 children. Out of the 40 children, 80% of them are in school and they are not going to do what they are in school for. I'm studying medicine, but I want to be a blogger. I'm studying medicine, but I want to be a Nollywood actress. I'm studying engineering, but I want to be they are literally going to school for their parents. So many of you are just deceiving yourselves. You're just fooling yourselves. You are saving money for Harvard. The child will go to the Harvard and come back with Harvard degree and go and sew cloth. The child is going to come back and tell you that, you know what, I want to dance. Look at Maji Aida. He went to very good schools and he came back. Now he's into fitness. You understand? So all that money you are saving for these big schools, maybe you need to tone it down a little and spend quality time with your children. Those children, their parents might be with them the whole day, but it's not quality time, because your mother can be with you and she's on the phone. Your mother
and
can
don't forget the pastors. The pastors, the people they trust. I don't trust anybody. I tell my children,
in my own house,
nobody is trusted.
Thief knocks the door and pastor knocks the door. The likelihood that they will open the door for thief is more than they will open the door for pastor.
Yeah.
There is no bring to the house and say, this pastor, you can be praying for my priest.
I know. It's sad. Very, very sad.
I taught my children from a young age how to pray for themselves. My children write, my youngest daughter writes prayer meetings for adults.
When I saw the video, I wish I had power. I wish I was adult authority. Oh, I
am teaching you how to lead prayer so that nobody will come and lead prayer for you and wango your head.
Yeah.
Pastor, you know how many
things. Yes.
I know who these things happen to as a result of pastors. So guys, listen, your children come first. If you're not ready to put your children first, don't have them.
Exactly.
Can I also say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, now you're talking about spending quality time with your children. Okay, I feel like as parents, you feel like this is what you're supposed to know at a certain age. Yes. And this is not what you're meant to know. I feel like Nigerian parents raise their children in such a way that a lot of kids are scared of bringing things to their parents. And it might not necessarily be a bad thing. It might be a bad thing, but they don't know that it's a bad thing. And sometimes, whether it's a bad thing or good thing, they don't tell their parents just in case you're going to just spark, because they don't know how you're going to react. Because I think a lot of parents, they might not realize it, but they're not very emotionally stable.
Balanced.
They're not balanced, because whether it's a good thing or bad thing, you're actually hiding it in case it's a bad thing, because no one wants the repercussion in case it's a bad thing. Do you understand? Like, I like the way things are in my own house, because in my own house, I don't remember the day that, do you remember something happened that day? And I think we traumatized you a little. Like, me and Amarachi came and we're talking about female genital parts and the different types of
they traumatized you.
The different types. The thing is, he was so irritated, but he just sat down and he was like,
I had to sit down.
Then this one is like,
when they come and they start talking about their periods, this is how you have to sit down and listen to them.
But he was irritated and he'd be red.
For me, was on the phone. I just told her, luckily for me and you, we are not in the same room, so I don't have to listen to this. I caught the call.
Do you understand?
But
So like,
when they're
at a
there
certain,
with me, their presence, you just have to listen. Sometimes I'm disgusted. Sometimes I'm wondering, oh my God, did we go wrong? Did we raise these children badly?
exactly, there are
How?
times when they actually look at me
But
like I'm
you
mad
have, if you
because
don't
I want to,
head,
like,
and when children are talking, let me tell you one thing. One of
I
my
say
kids,
some things and they think I'm mad.
yeah, one of the kids came to me today,
Daddy
and
free.
they mood to talk. Now I have work. I held the work for 1 hour. But what that child was saying is a 5-hour talk. I don't have 5 hours. So I'm using style to drive the child and telling, you know what, we'll come tomorrow. Tomorrow, the child will come and sit down and be looking at ourselves like this, and we will not be able to make that conversation. Do you understand? So,
Yeah.
Okay,
I literally had to put off my phone for 1 hour, talk. And issues that to me are non-issues were serious issues to this person. Parents need to understand, listen, your child is 16 years old. Your child has an issue, a problem with her boyfriend. If that problem is not resolved, that child is not going to be able to read.
Daddy freeze. It seems people want to join. Can you remove me so
Okay,
that
okay,
people can join?
okay.
Thank
Let
you.
me remove you.
okay, I'm not even done with what I wanted to say.
Please go ahead. I'm enjoying you.
Maybe
Go ahead.
the child starts knowing, a
Your
child
head
is
on.
meant to maybe start understanding intercourse at 16, but for one reason or the other, the child understands it at 12 years old. The moment that child brings it to you, it's not a thing of, you're just 12. Now, the child jumped a gun knowing something they shouldn't have. You now also have to jump the gun too and start trying to explain the way you would explain to that 16-year-old.
Let me
Do you
tell you something.
understand?
Let me tell you something that happened today. After watching that video, I called Amarachi. I said, Amarachi, do you know what a protective rubber is? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Amarachi says she has seen one before, that some guy brought one to school, and then she saw one in one of our drawers. Tomorrow I'm going to buy you one. You are going to open it. You are going to look at it. And then I'm going to give you a couple that you are going to keep in your bag. He said, what's this? I said, after what we are seeing, it would be stupid of us to be in denial, because we all want our kids to marry these. As in, the place is still
I
closed.
don't know. That's even another topic for another
We
day.
just
Like, I
want,
don't know.
in the reality
What?
of it, because one thing I noticed is that girl and that guy, no protection.
For seriously.
Did you
Why?
see?
And they say she's pregnant now.
No, we don't know. Those are speculation.
Oh,
Amarachi asked a question.
I thought.
She said, Amarachi asked the question, said, how come you didn't do this with Yella? I said, with Yella, we're learning. We are, even with you, we are still,
Okay.
with this matter we are seeing on the ground. Any day Yella comes home from school, we will give her the same protective rubber. Say, do you know how to use this? Show us how to use it. Just in case, God forbid, you are caught in a bad corner that I never pray you be caught in. But should you be caught in a bad corner, do you know how to use this in case of emergency? Now, these conversations are conversations parents need to have with children.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. If a child ends up knowing it at an age where they weren't meant to know it for one reason or the other, I don't see it as a problem. That why do you know it at such a young age? Just level up. Since them to they leveled up. You have to level and just explain it to them the way you would have explained it to the 16-year-old. Because unfortunately now they know. So you might as well just teach them now. Instead
Absolutely.
of them because you don't want any surprises, so you might as well just tell them now this is what it is and this is what it's going to do. Like, because
Absolutely.
at that same age, I swear all of us knew what that thing was. We all knew what those things were. Whether we found out in a good way, in a bad way, we found out, but we didn't do it. Why didn't we do it? And there are two issues: the fact that you did that thing, and then the fact that you let it to be recorded.
That level of recording is another problem today's
It's
society
another problem.
is in. Let me bring in two people very quickly so we round off. I'm glad Yella's network is so good today, because the things she's sharing are things even I need to work on. Please remember to send words. Okay, Diamond Foray is here.
Hello, good evening. Good morning.
Samaria, send me a message. You said you wanted to join us. Let me bring Samaria up.
Daddy Freeze, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to your conversation with Yela, and I think what Yela is saying is very, very important, because I also had the same experience too. Like, there are times, because one thing about this thing is like, I even know about the whole S thing even when I was in, I think, primary school, safe. Primary school, because yeah, in primary school. So, and there was a time I was like very curious about things, and even when I asked my dad, I get flogged for it. Sometimes the man will flog me. If I ask my mom will carry Jesus Christ and come, The whole the whole thing was just a mix, honestly. Like I had to learn it myself. Like it got to a point I had to learn it myself. And how did I learn it myself? Through videos. I watched videos from school, because then I was living in a boarding school. So when you go to school, you see a lot of things, videos of people, So I learned all these things myself, because my parents could even teach me. Like when I asked them, because I learned it very early. Like I learned about this whole thing very, like, say 7 years or 8 years. The only time my mom actually called me and like explained to me what it was around 11 or 12, when everything was already, like, I already know what it is. You understand? I already know what it is. So it was nothing new for me when she was even trying to explain the thing. Why am I saying this? I'm saying it because I think children now, as in children of age now, they learn this thing very early. We're now even more in a digital world where people use cell phones. Students take their cell phones to school, and teachers allow them to come into their classes with cell phones. I think it's very, very important, like because these are the medias people actually get to know about all these things. I don't think for me, I see, and the worst part of it is like for them to even know what they're doing, and for students, like the other boys to be grabbing it, as in videoing it and be smiling. When I saw that thing, I was like, okay, I'm not even complaining about the act. I'm even complaining about the other people who are even enjoying the thing, which means they even know what it is, or they must have even done it before. So I think everybody is a culprit in this thing, not just the girl and the boy, both those who were around the room as well, watching the whole incident, and were laughing and smiling. And now I don't see any reason why we are actually, because I see most people coming, they're actually blaming the mother more, without even considering that when it comes to parental responsibilities, even the father is also among. There are some family that the parents, as in the father himself, is not even there at all throughout the growing of the child, the parents of the child. It's wrong.
And I are involved, not just parents, the society as a whole.
Exactly. But most parents, like most father, think like growing of every child comes from the mother. That's why you see people saying
as people, society,
everybody,
people out.
Exactly. Everybody is involved when it comes to like the development of a child. But most parents, like most father are not there. Like I'm going to use myself as an example. Like I told you before, I told my father about my incident, and what did he do? He flogged me for even letting him know of my curiosity. So I think these are things that people, like other children as well, also face there. They don't show that father love, and when they flog them, they become scared of even letting them know of anything they want to tell them before. If I have anything to my parents, I won't be able to tell me.
Do you know what that thing even does? It just makes you more curious. You'd be like, what is
Exactly.
inside this thing that they're flogging me for? Like, why is it so deep?
It makes you more, even because me, I grew up.
More curious. Like, why are you flogging
I
me?
grew up. I'm gonna say I grew up as a very stubborn and very curious son, because me, I wanted to know everything. In fact, it got to the point. honestly speaking, because honestly speaking, it got to a point that I was even, as in when we're sleeping, I'll be putting because my room is very close to my parents' room.
Yeah.
So at night when I'm sleeping, I'll be putting my ear close to the wall to see if I'll hear any noise or any scenario that I have seen in the video. It was that serious because I wanted to see how it was like physically. So although I didn't see, and that even kept me more curious. I even had to ask my mom, how do you even born me? Then
Okay.
she started talking about Jesus Christ.
All right, let me allow
Jesus
Samantha
Christ,
to talk. You
all
can
that.
see that I'm exhausted. I'm not feeling too good. So Samaria, you go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. His feedback is giving me it's kind of reminding me of things that happened when I was growing up. At some point, I even went to my dad's room and I found his, the CD, the plates,
Yeah.
those
Exactly.
parents were watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at the picture. You remember those days they would draw the thing very clearly on the picture. I looked at it. I
Mm-hmm.
wondered what was in it. I even played it. And a matter of fact, the never light went off before I could bring out the CD, and I was so scared that my daddy comes back and sees this, he's gonna kill, that kind of a thing. But let's just go straight to parents teaching. That will be story for another day. The thing is, we parents, not just we parents, there's a video I saw earlier today. Somebody saw children that came to lodge in a hotel and he questioned them and they made a U-turn. I was like, bravo, that's how it should be. We shouldn't neglect things because they're not our children. When we see things that are wrong, we need to call attention. We need to say is wrong. Not one person. In Igbo saying, we say one person don't owe a child. It's not one person that some of us do, I don't care because that child is not ours. My niece of 6 years old, sometime last year, her mother showed me a letter that another student wrote to her. I like you, come and sit near me when we come to school. Or something, sorry, come and sit near me. What? So now, on that one aside, parents, you don't expect a child to come to you and start asking. There are children that are spoken. They're very inquisitive. They come and start asking you questions. They want to know every detail. They want to know about their organs. They want to know about, doncoms. And, why there are some that are on the quiet side. They can't talk. They don't really say what's in their mind, what's even bothering them.
And you need to watch out for those kids that don't talk.
Yeah, and that
Exactly.
parents
Like, what do you know? You need to know what
Exactly.
you
Like
know.
you
that are not
even ask them, if people are silent, they're more evil. Ah.
those
Hmm.
that don't say
Not
a word.
necessarily even
They are
evil,
the
no,
ones that
but you
bring.
need to actually know what they know.
So I always encourage parents. The best way for you to start, for you to get them to talk, is for you to start that conversation. Don't wait for them to bring it up because they will never bring it up. When you as a parent start a conversation and they ask that child, you can ask once. Children, it's normal for children to like another at first without anything attributing to it. It's very normal. So if you know that your child likes maybe this particular child or this student or whatever, go ahead and ask. How do you feel about this child? What happened? Tell me. What do you like about him? Allow them to open up and tell you the factors, the qualities they like about that child. Then you as an adult, it gives you an idea of if it's just a regular normal likeness children like because somebody is smart or because there's a particular thing they do. I've had a child come comes to school with a phone. And when he comes to school with a phone, he uses the phone to open some unnecessary things that the child watches. You see? So now you understand that because, yes, whether we like it or not, there are good kids and there are sports kids. And this
And they're bad. Exactly.
they will come to corrupt the
The
ones.
bad.
And some
Exactly.
like you as a parent are not trying your best. Meanwhile, you're trying your very best. But someone else out there is there ruining the whole thing, your plans. So what do? We open these conversations, ask them questions. You can even use yourself as an example. Tell your child, I like this. Okay, tell your child, oh, your daddy and I. Tell your child about the story about your father, about you and your husband, about your parents, about things you did when you were your age.
How I
That
met your mother.
it gives them and they will laugh about it. They will be shocked. But by doing that, what you are creating an avenue for them to be outspoken, for them to tell you how they feel, for them to tell you their own, the impression
Okay.
about that,
All
you
right.
know.
Thank you so much, Samaria. Which of you has a baby?
Yeah, it's my girl. You see?
All right, because I heard a baby in the background.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, brother, and thank you so
Thank
much,
you. Thank
Samaria.
you.
I'm gonna hand over to Yella. This is Daddy Freeze and Yella's show. Yella, so have the final words and close the show.
Okay, so like basically, what I'm going to say is, parents, just make it easy for your children to talk to you. They shouldn't be afraid to talk about certain things with you. And I feel like the reason why you people do all these things is because you think intercourse is something to shy away from, or no, it's normal, it's natural, like it happens, it's meant to make you happy. Like just deal with it, it's normal. Let me tell you something. There's something about my generation. We just understand that this thing is to make you happy. Finish. That it's a bad thing that other children could be in the room and be watching it. But do you understand that they can comfortably sit down there and watch it because it's actually just this. Stop shying away from it. Talk about it with your children while they are children, if they know about it while they are children. Like, stop looking at it like haram, like one taboo. Like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
Even give them even give them condoms if necessary as well. Even give them condoms to
All
Please,
right.
take.
and we need
Words,
we
words,
need
wait.
education on
Words.
intercourse in
All right,
secondary
guys. Thank you
schools.
all.
Thank you very much in the face.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
God bless.
Bye.
All right, good night.